Here we go. Shot day, bro. Okay, here we go. Ha. Okay. 1, 2. Ha. 5, 6, 7, 8, yo, fuck me, I'm not doing this. Don't you want to be a man? It's not even gonna hurt. You're not even gonna hurt me. You know what? I'll feel better about this tomorrow. Bro, what did I just hear you say? You're gonna do your shot tomorrow? You know, if you miss your shot, you're gonna feel like shit. I'm just gonna do my injection tomorrow, bro. I'll feel better. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Haven't you ever done your T-shots with an insulin syringe? It makes things 10 times easier. Come on, I'll show you. Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm gonna be taking y'all through a pain-free or relatively pain-free way to do your testosterone injections. Now, before I get into that, I did want to say that I was actually put onto this method by my homie Jaden. We've been homies for a long time, and we always discuss bodybuilding stuff, whether that be testosterone. I do want to give credit where it's due. I've done delt injections, I've done glute injections, I've done stomach injections, I've not done quad injections, and I've not done lat injections. Seems like the juice isn't worth the squeeze in terms of the pain of the injection site, right? Also, I know that a lot of trans guys and trans mask folks do quad injections. You can hit blood vessels more commonly in your quads than anywhere else, so it's just not worth it in my opinion. I'm going to be getting into my favorite injection site mixed with this injection method to feel the least amount of pain. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, you want to set your New Year's off on a good foot, definitely go ahead and email me, or you can just check out my website, which is linked down below. If you want to support me, you can check out my supplement sponsor, Legion. There, they have really high quality protein powder, pre-workout, creatine, all that kind of stuff. And if you use my code Devin, you'll get 20% off your first order. And they're always having deals like buy one, get one 50% off, everything like that, okay? Let's go ahead and get into what you're going to need in order to do this method, because you're gonna need more than the basics. So to start with the basics, you're gonna need alcohol. Of course, we don't need to be getting infected out here. Of course, you'll need testosterone. My testosterone is 200 milligrams per milliliter. And then here's where we get into the good stuff. You'll need one syringe to draw the testosterone up into, and then you'll also need one needle that has a smaller gauge. So that, if you couldn't tell, is a very freaking thick needle. We're not going to be injecting with this needle. We're also not going to be injecting with this needle. Now, this is a 27 gauge needle, which we most likely would typically inject with, but we're not going to be injecting with this anymore. So what you are going to do is go ahead and grab insulin syringe needle. The dope thing about these, I get this from Amazon. You can also get it from like any medical supply store. I'm gonna be really real with you. Just get it from Amazon. It's cheaper. I didn't tell you that because I'm not giving you medical advice, but also just get it through Amazon. It's cheaper. The needle is like a piece of dust. Like, it's so tiny, you barely feel anything when it goes in. If you have needle anxiety like 99% of us do, oh my God, it's amazing. And even if you don't have needle anxiety, if you have the ability to inject yourself with a smaller needle, like, why wouldn't you just take it? I'm gonna show y'all what the needle looks like, and I'm gonna show everything here as if I was going to inject, because the way that I'm demonstrating everything is not super sanitary. I'm not gonna actually be injecting with this needle, okay? If you have a needle phobia, why did you click on this video? I'm gonna try to show you. I'm gonna be a makeup person for a second, okay? Okay, I think this is as good as we're gonna get, guys. You can't even tell like how thin the insulin syringe needle is simply because it's so skinty. The needle that you're gonna be injecting yourself with when it comes to the insulin syringe is a joke. It's teeny tiny. The awesome thing about how skinny the needle is that it doesn't really hurt at all when it goes into your skin, right? The bad part about that is when you try to draw up thick ass oil-based substances such as testosterone into such a teeny tiny needle, it would take you 5 days. That's the one bad part. The second bad part is whenever you're stabbing into the vial of testosterone, you are therefore dulling the tip of the needle, and it'll hurt more when it goes into your skin because you're injecting yourself with a dull tip, okay? Here's how we're gonna get around that. This is the big syringe, it's not the insulin syringe. You're gonna replace this medium-sized needle with the big harpoon needle, the gray needle. Now I'll include links for every single thing that I've outlined here, aside from the testosterone, in the description to make everything easier for everyone. Brand new vial of testosterone. Boop. Just so that we have good practices here, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the top of that. Draw up our dosage. Since I'm still natty, I'm doing 0.3 cc's, which is 60 milligrams, okay? Everybody always wants to know how much testosterone I'm on. I've been on 60 milligrams for the past 2 years. We're gonna put this to the side. Now we're gonna grab our insulin syringe. We're gonna take this safety cap off, take the plunger out, this needs to be sterile, okay? What I suggest doing is not putting it down on any surface, because that surface is not going to be sterile. You can go ahead and do this so that it doesn't make contact with anything. So what we're going to do is keep the insulin syringe plunger end up. We're going to take the cap off of the big boy. We're going to insert the big ass needle into here. We're gonna push it all in, okay? Now, you just saved yourself 10 minutes. It looks like a long time because I'm talking to you, but in all actuality, it's gonna take 2 seconds when you do this yourself. Now, what you're gonna do is you're not just gonna put the plunger in and try to push it out, because if you try to do that, there's so much air pressure in here, you would end up shooting the testosterone out of here without even injecting. Don't push it at all, just allow it to naturally fall in. You're gonna flip it. You're gonna allow the testosterone to fall down. See, it's falling down there. Make sure that you're holding onto the bottom, but just flick it a little bit. It'll fall faster. The testosterone is all here. We're gonna push this air out. Easy, easy, not wasting any testosterone. You're good to inject, homie. Just to double down on making this as painless as possible, the least painful site to inject by far, even when I'm absolutely shredded, even when my abs are popping, is my stomach. Injecting in my delt, injecting in my butt, all that. The most painless place to inject and the easiest place to inject is my stomach, and it probably is gonna be for yourself. Hey homies, editing Devin here. So I will say, if you're over 20% body fat, I do not suggest injecting with the insulin syringe, just because the needle is not gonna penetrate deep enough to have a positive impact and have your system really absorb the testosterone. So if you're over 20% body fat, stick with the regular needle that comes with the package, okay? So it'd be 25 or 27 gauge depending on your injection site. But aside from that, if you're lower than 20% body fat, then you're all good to go with this method. But because this does not hurt, you can actually split up your testosterone dosage to be 2 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even if you wanted to, because the more often you inject, the more stable your levels are. And I know a lot of people who feel like, low energy when it's time to inject again, because their testosterone is just like plateauing at that time. So the more often you inject, the less all over the place you're gonna feel, right? You're just splitting up your dosage. For instance, if you're on 50 milligrams, per week, 25 milligrams one day, 25 milligrams the next day, it's not bad whatsoever. And I think that this is a little hack that can go a very long way. And if you test this out, please come back and tell me how it went. Like I said, even though I was talking, I was being hella loud, everything like that, actually is very, very, very quick. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I cannot give medical advice. This is just me telling you what I've done and what has made my life incredibly easier. If you guys have any other topics you want to see like this, definitely drop any video request in the comment section down below. Follow me on Instagram. We're shooting for 40K this year. I know we can do it. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.